down one player, but we're going to go ahead and start, and hopefully Sharon will be able to join us in a little bit. And let me do something here. Well, guys, we're playing some Gamma World Second Edition, going way back into the TSR history here. Last session, we did world building so that we know what the last year of our little colony, what happened, what was built in, kind of set us up for some things that we can do during the game. So let's just start off by going down the list. Introduce yourself and who your character is. If you have mutations, go ahead and tell us what the mutations are. So we'll start with this top down. So, John.
Okay, well, I'm playing Randy Raccoon, mutant animal. Mutations, boy, oi. Yeah, Randy can shape change. Randy has the ability to generate a blinding light. He has heightened precision, which gives him extra dice for attacks or figuring things out. He can make clones of himself. He has absorption. He can resist damage from sonic blasts. And finally, he can use a mental stunning force to, with the power of his mind, stun opponents.
Yeah. Right, nice. And Steven?
Well, I'm Steven, and I'll be playing the superb owl, Jack. Jack is not a very bright bird. He's kind of a bird brain, but Jack has a very special ability that he was very specially bred for, and that's the power of teleportation. Just himself, though, so it's not that useful, except that Jack is a talking bird and can relay messages very quickly in this messageless age that we find ourselves in. Other than that, Jack is, because he's an owl, he's got, dark dependency. Well, that's not unsurprising, but bright lights like those generated by Randy Raccoon kind of don't do well for him. It makes me nearly blind, but I see well in dark, so this for that. Other than that, to help secure the message security and success rates, I also reflect damage. It's called reflection. Jack doesn't know too well what that all means, just that when I concentrate and stand very still and focus for however long it takes, because I'm not real sure, I just do it. It's hard to explain because bird brain, but I reflect damage as it's inflicted on me back on the attacker, which is kind of neat, but that's about it. Otherwise, I'm just a bird that doesn't fly.
So I gotta ask, does your bird wear sunglasses during the day?
If he's allowed to start with sunglasses, absolutely he does.
Sure. He's got a cheap pair of like Walmart sunglasses on.
Yeah, those plastic Ray-Ban imitators.
Exactly. No, worse than that, he has the old people sunglasses.
Oh,
the big ones with big square ones
with the slight wrap-around so that it doesn't hurt his peripherals either.
Yeah. So you're saying that your character doesn't know Jack.
Your character doesn't know Jack.
Or even worse, he's got those big ski goggles on that gives him maximum eye protection.
Well, if he's allowed to start with it, yeah.
Sure.
Well, actually, sadly, he has a lot of disposable pairs of sunglasses that he kind of entrusts to people because, again, he can only teleport himself. So every time he teleports, at least by the description of the skill, he leaves everything else behind because character may teleport himself only.
Yes. No gear. just himself.
So there's a raccoon going, "Hey, Jack, waving sunglasses. You want these?"
So all your friends,
wants them, Jack.
All your friends carry extra sunglasses on them just for you.
Yeah, whenever they pick up a pair, some are broken, some are better than others.
Perfect.
Some are just carry a falconer's hood.
Randy has a pair that have been painted over in black. So oh yeah, here you go.
So let's move over to Kim.
Okay. Yep, my character's name is Carell, and mutation, I have chameleon powers and telepathy, repelling force, and the gamma eye. And then this is really fun. I have nyctophobia, so I scream whenever it's dark. So I won't be wearing any dark glasses. Sure.
You guys are wonderful. A wonderful group that's been thrown together. Did you ever come up with a name for your enclave?
We settled on Owltown, didn't we?
Owltown?
No,
Owl.
Owl
it's-
for our AI, right?
Yes.
Owltown.
yeah.
All right.
the
Elton.
I being misinterpreted as an L
Right.
because of King Owl. But of course, Jack, being an owl, thinks it's Owltown.
Well, Owltown.
He's not very smart.
Has a problem that happened at the end of last year. So we're
Oh yeah.
yeah. So your children were stolen, and so
Kidnapped,
hey, that's
yeah.
the next generation of workers that your enclave needs to keep healthy. You're expanding. You guys found some vitally needed resources. You're just a few years away from being able to provide actual electricity to all the homes in your enclave. Right now, you've just got some places have electricity.
Now, was it where did they come from the old abandoned mall complex, or where do you remember? Or they're just nomads? That's
They're just
right.
you just were attacked by nomads, and they took the children, killed a few of the able-bodied adults. But yeah, your children, your future has been stolen from you. This just happened at the end of the last season. So starting, they have been collecting information, trying to find out who these people were, what group they're with, to see if there's some way to bargain with them or just to get your children back. And there's been no word, there's been no demand of supplies or needed things in exchange. Nothing, no word. They've just taken your kids and just have gone. It's been several weeks with no word. And today, your group has been summoned by the council. They have work groups, work committees where they pair people, they group people together for specific tasks. Your group was put together because you're explorers, you're fairly well at handling things, being able to survive out there in the Badlands. So you're one of the groups that they task whenever they need something done outside the city walls. So you've been summoned today.
And I'm the assigned owl.
There you go. You're the assigned owl. It's an informal setting. You're just invited. To the council chambers. The way that you guys set up the city, your council leaders really aren't very high crust or uppity, we'll say. There's an AI that actually controls everything, so they keep your elders in line. So you're invited into a casual breakfast with them.
Oh, good eggs.
Where you're told that a recent caravan that has stopped by to do some trade, one of the things you're resource rich in is water, clean water. And so they traded a number of broken mechanical devices. You guys are not mineral or iron rich, although you've recently found a trove. But in general, you're deficit. You don't have very good tools. So tools were traded for some water, and news was given. Last year, you guys unearthed the remains of an old blast furnace. Need some work to get it up and running. It was located, basically tagged, and then quickly covered up so that scavengers wouldn't take off with anything you found. News was given today that they believe the group responsible for stealing your children are holed up in the old blast furnace. One of the things you didn't do is encase that in your city walls or have much in the way of on-site patrols there.
Well, it's a blast furnace.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Walk off? I mean, we're talking blocks of iron the size of a Mack truck.
But more importantly, though, it's in an underground building, so the structure itself is useful. And apparently, possibly the same gang that took your children have held up there. So, they want you to go and check it out. Just if you don't feel like you can handle the situation and free the children, just scout it out and bring back information. If you think you can save the children, save them. If you think you could barter for the children, do that.
I lean back, feet up on the table. Best I can do. I mean, I'm a raccoon. I go, so what can we barter with?
Well, you're aware of what we have for resources here. Of course, large reserve of clean water. We have iron ingots now that we can trade off, but we'd rather not.
I mean, they're in the blast furnace already. They got iron ingots, So, okay, water. We can do water, but they're nomads. Where they go? Do they got a truck to carry it in? I don't think so.
We got food. Food. I'm told these eggs are delicious and that this is cannibalism, but they're good.
It's no one you know. Okay.
Those are unfertilized eggs. Thank you.
Hold one up to the light. Yeah, unfertilized. Wink.
What's that mean?
Oh, don't you worry. Like I said, it's no one you know.
Well, some cultures consider that a delicacy, so.
Right. So that is.
I've heard this word, balut. Balut.
Yeah.
Yeah, for really
The
old
sage
eggs,
love
sure.
balut.
All right, so that is what your group is tasked for, and part of what you do these things for is it's not so much pay, but like everybody has to take part in the society here. Like everyone has a job, so this is your job. This is what you get for the security of the city walls, the food, and the supplies you get. Of course, there's always looting too. Looting is always fun.
Yeah. So
Right.
Sometimes it's a bit more scavenging than looting, but looting is looting.
So if you notice on the map, I've got down each hex is 44 kilometers, roughly 27.3.4 miles. You do not have access to a vehicle you can use, but it's a trip of a day. So system-wise, a march turn takes 4 hours, and if you're going at normal speeds, you can cover about 7.5 miles per march turn. You can take 4 march turns in a day before you need to rest. So you can basically get there in a day.
Well, we gotta get there because and I'll point to. We probably got a map. It said because of course our irrigation canal goes right through that old blast furnace.
Yep.
So we'll follow the pipe. I mean, that's the quickest way is following the pipe.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're not going to get lost. That's for sure.
Jack's just here for the ride.
I would imagine they found the blast furnace when they were making the aqueduct line. So like they were, digging to put in the concrete pillars to hold up the line, and they're like, "Oh, there's a building down here."
Oh yeah, that was the story I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the part when we're doing the background. That's what we found. We found there was a blast furnace under that hill. That's why it's a hill.
Was that also our cache of steel that we found, or was that separate?
That may have been the cache.
Yeah.
Or something we integrated into the blast furnace?
I think we integrated into it.
Yeah. There were, there's still ingots there that hadn't been poured, and that's what you got those from. Makes sense anyway.
Little ingots. Yeah. Like I said, those guys are not going to run off with those ingots.
Yep. So they can't. They don't have any vehicles that they can send you out for. But considering it's a fairly short distance, they're gonna let you hoof it.
Of course. Right now, or can we, get set up for this?
And this is the power play movement. They say, "Well, of course, take your time. I'm sure the children will be fine."
Bosses. Which of these peoples is in charge? I mean, Randy's got, Randy is Randy, but, Carol is, human.
Mostly.
That's arguable.
Yep.
Not that he can tell.
Yep. There is one more person that's in your group. We'll say she's with you, but if Sharon's not able to make it today, just going to be standing in the background, not really doing much. But she's going to be with your party. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I look at him. So you can teleport, right? And you've been to the blast furnace. Why don't you go scout? Like right now.
Oh, then I wouldn't come back for a long time.
What do you mean?
Oh, it's hard. You ever teleport before?
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Well, So I can use it in an hour. And are you going to still be here in an hour, or will you be somewhere along the way in an hour? That makes me miss my target if I have to walk after you after an hour.
I look over at his wings. What? They don't work?
They do not. I hold up my wings, and they got stubby little claws at the kind of where I guess the elbows of the wings should be.
No, where that is, that's
It's
these
like
wings.
they gave me hands instead.
Yeah, your
I
fingers.
can barely pick things up.
Your fingers are at your elbows. That's where your fingers. That's where your wrist is. Is that joint in the wing? That's where your fingers are.
Here, let's
yes.
determine something here real quick, Stephen. Determine high or low. You tell me, and then you roll a d100.
Okay. Hi.
Okay. All right. You have not, in fact, spent enough time there for it to be a safe teleportation place. It is within range. It's within 30 kilometers, but you haven't spent enough time there to know the area, so you can teleport there, but you will take damage upon arriving.
Ooh. Well,
Yeah, I don't mention that part though.
Yeah.
Randy likes to take messenger elves for granted, I guess.
Messenger elves? I thought you were an owl.
Owls, that's what I said.
I understand my progenitor was named Hedwig for some reason.
And the angry inch?
Great.
No idea what that reference is.
Great, Owl Father.
Well, at least you can send word back here if we find something and we need.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Yes.
It does say, though, that if you can see the spot, which you can't see the blast furnace, but you can see the aqueduct. So you could teleport above the blast furnace where the aqueduct is and then make your way to the blast furnace.
And then fall, because I can't fly.
You can't fly? Oh, okay.
Because that would be like a mutant ability, unless you just want to grant me the ability to fly.
That's a native. That's
yeah,
a native animal ability.
Yeah. You get all the native abilities of the animal that you're immune to.
I didn't read that in the character creation.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Okay, then I will say I can't fly well because my dex isn't very great anyway.
Yeah. You can stay aloft pretty good, but don't ask you to do things like turn or land.
I'm more one of those gliding owl type deals.
There you go. Perfect.
Because I'm also freaking huge and my bones are probably solid.
All right, so yeah, it's up to you guys how you want to tackle this. So,
okay, you want me to go? I'll go right now.
I start hopping, bouncing up and down.
Wait. We need to work out what we're going to do when we go there. Of course, I can't make any decisions. I look over at Carol.
Well, I vote we let him go.
Well, you heard the word. She's the same. You can go. So if you get hurt, it's on her shoulders.
Turn to Carol and bring up the wing in a salute.
Jack away!
I start bouncing, and on one of the little bounces, I count it. Space distorts into itself. It looks like I'm kind of doing a front or backflip at first, but then I'm just like.
Mm-hmm. You probably have to, since you have to do it by sight so that you don't take the damage, unless you're wanting to take the damage, you probably fly out of the building first, spot the place you want to go, and then do it.
No, let's try to take the damage. Yeah.
All right. Which means that you can teleport into the area of the blast furnace instead of above it. Is that what you're wanting to do?
Let's do that.
I'm not going to tell him one way or the other.
Yep.
This is Jack's doing.
Okay. So it's 8d6 damage. I imagine it's because you probably teleport into a solid object and then your atoms have to arrange themselves out and you take a damage while you're doing it.
Or, it's like I didn't move them all into the proper spatial coordinates somehow.
Sure.
It's very unknown how he does this.
You've
they
been
just
there
bred
before.
Him for
you just haven't spent a lot of time there. So you have a vague idea of where you want to arrive.
Blorium!
Oh, wow.
32
Are you still alive?
Yes, I am. I'm one tough owl.
Jeez.
They made them tough for like this specific purpose.
So you teleport and you arrive inside the sturdy iron construction of the blast furnace itself. You have to take a few moments to rearrange your molecules out of there.
This explains why he's so stupid.
He leaves behind a little bit of brain matter each time he does this.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Very nearly minimum intelligence.
or
I
there's
am
a
not a
little bit-
smart bird.
Or there's a little bit of concrete in there as
Right.
well. Yeah.
You did arrive in a place, though, that does give you a bit of concealment. And in fact, yes, it looks like there is a gang here. They have concealed their vehicles underground as well. So you see like little dune buggies, lots of little motorcycles, lots of little hodgepodge together gas burning vehicles down here. A few of them look like they run on electrical cells. From your vantage point, you're
Didn't we
counting
think it
about...
was alcohol fueled?
True. Yeah, they've been converted to alcohol burning. Right, there you go.
Yeah.
So it looks like they've set up a still in here. They've been brewing their alcohol to make the fuel. And you're looking around. You're counting about half a dozen of these guys in your area of view. You also see that they have kind of just podged together some like jail doors, like taking it out of a jail somewhere, and they've installed them into the walls. And behind them, you can see children. They are being forced to go down these small ducts that at one time, got air down through here and go deeper into the complex. And they're forcing the kids to crawl down these ducts and bring back things. So they're bringing back what look like parts, look like tools, small crates of something. That's what they're using them for. I guess the tunnels, the steel tunnels, are too big or too small for an adult to get down. They're using the kids to do it.
Well, they don't have any owls. They should have gotten some owls. What's wrong with these people? They don't have any owls.
Looking around, it looks like these guys are mostly mutants, not pure strain humans, not animal hybrids.
Like distinctly visibly. mutant.
Visibly, like you're seeing whipping tentacles here and there, distortions of their features. Hush, John, you're not there. Hush.
No. About the children, were the children all pure strain humans, or was it a mix?
No, your society is a mix. So
The kids were a mix.
yeah.
Yeah. So there are some that are probably they're the opossum kids who are just being sent down there all the time.
Could be.
Yeah.
So that's what you see. And again, you are lucky enough to teleport into a space a little bit high up. More, the light down here. They've got electric lights. They look like they got a generator set up that's you can smell it. They're burning their their 101 proof or whatever as fuel for those generators. But you're just out of the light, a little bit higher up.
Bright light.
No, he's out
Crawl
of the
around
light.
in the
Out
ducts.
of the light.
So, it's, basically for the next hour, I'm waiting and watching and trying to pick up tidbits of listening.
Okay.
Since I have natural owl abilities, my hearing's really good.
Sure. 1 hour, you said?
Well, that's how long it takes for
Right.
my teleportation to reset.
Do you move around in that hour, or do you pretty much stay concealed?
If it's not broken, don't fix it.
Okay.
I'm already pretty hurt, so he's not taking unnecessary damage
During that time,
and risk.
you see that the half dozen people that you initially spotted, looks there are more. They are the people that are watching over the kids and getting them to work. They change out. At least they change out within the hour that you're there. 3 new people show up, so you're seeing 9 individuals so far, but there might be more. There might be more above ground. This is what you're seeing below ground. So your hour's up. You haven't been found. You've counted at least 9 people.
That's almost all its claws.
Yeah.
Do I overhear any interesting information?
Could be. Let's go ahead and have you do a stat roll for this. Probably. Give me a second here. This will be our first First roll of the game.
That would be what, a int check, or is that would be no, it'd be an int check, wouldn't it?
Oh wow.
Perception or whatever.
Yeah, sorry,
Physical
Roll20 is
strength,
having issues. I'm trying to load up a character sheet so I can reference, and it's not loading. Give me just a second. Let me refresh my screen here.
Yeah, there isn't a perception skill. But
There's not. It's based off of intelligence.
also,
Ooh,
I'm
boy, my
I'm-
best, my best stat because it's the worst.
No, I noticed there's a whole bunch of adjustments that aren't here. I mean, I take it that this is actually probably a 3rd or 4th edition sheet, because there's no stat adjustments. There's no bonuses for the things in the list. It's got a
So
bonus column.
You're
it's
gonna
got a
roll
level column.
right. You're gonna roll this at a ×5. So if you use the button, just choose the ×5, and let's see if you succeed.
Okay.
×5 of
fit.
your skill. Hey, look at that! Nice success.
Whoa.
1%. Nice success. So yes.
For a very dumb bird, he's good at sitting still and observing.
Well, you are an owl.
The thing you
can
do
hear.
here is that while the stuff that kids are pulling up is interesting and certainly valuable, they're looking for something specific that the kids haven't found yet. And they're not willing to tell the kids what it is that they're looking for. They're like, damn it, I've had them for weeks now and they still haven't found it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a conversation you hit. So it's not just about the kids looting from further down in the complex. There's something they're searching for.
Hmm.
And here goes the teleport backflip, and bloop.
Yeah, no damage this time.
I like fall right in the middle of the dining table that I was at.
Mhm.
I lay like a
Mhm.
half mangled bird because I'm actually a little bit more than half mangled.
Right,
What
in,
happened to you?
Like
Right-
smoke
right in the
is
French
waking
toast.
off.
right in the French toast. Yeah.
There's like some static electricity ruffling through my feathers. Bzz, bzz.
I'd take a fork and poke him. You okay?
Pah! Opens up my ginormous beak, and a
Yeah,
puff of
yeah.
smoke comes out.
What's
So
That's
that?
how'd
awesome.
it go? How'd everything go?
Jack saw them. Jack counted many peoples. Jack counted. He starts counting on his claws. Then he gets confused when he's going over to his other claws and starts on his claws again.
So more than 10.
No,
More than 2? Maybe
not
2?
Ted. Not Ted.
Use my paws because I only got 4
This
fingers.
number he holds up 9. It's like he can count the number. But he can't associate the name of the number with the number at
There
the
you go.
moment.
And since you have to put 2 feet up to show that much, you fall on your butt when you do it.
He's already on it. He's already on his butt right now. So yeah, he's laying in the bed of French toast and pancakes. Going. Hey.
I don't think they'd have French toast. Honestly, that's
Yeah, that's a
No.
bit much. Yeah.
that's a bit
No.
much.
But probably some bread and
Yeah.
maybe the second round of scrambled eggs.
Children there, mini hatchlings.
Okay. Hmm.
Into the dark they go. Find the things they do not.
Mm-hmm.
What things?
Eh?
Okay.
Okay.
They don't
Well,
find. If
so
they
if-
find, Jack would see. Jack did not see them find things.
I sit back.
Min's very upset.
They want to find something special in there. What kind of people are? We probably got a brief visit. Are they all, And I point to Carol and myself. Are they like us? Or are
Jack
they-
stares at you, uncomprehending. They
Are
are
they-
like you, as in not owl. They are
Yeah.
not owls.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. They're looking for something. Excuse me. They're looking for something, but but they're not finding it, and they've been doing it for.
Weeks. And when he says weeks, it comes out in like the imitation of the person that actually said it.
Oh yeah,
Like a
nice.
parrot.
Yeah, nice.
Maybe I have a feeling that if we try to negotiate, they're not going to be interested. They're trying to find something. Unless, of course, we offer to find it for them. I'm good at finding things. I would
That-
imagine heightened precision would let me actually figure out the plumbing and figure out where I need to go to find the thing.
That might actually be an idea.
Of course, we're not going to give it to them.
Jack starts looking back and forth between Randy and Carol very expectantly. His mouth is like gaping wide open. It looks very much like a grin, but he's very expectant as he's looking back and forth between you.
I scoop some scrambled eggs onto a piece of bread and hand it to him. Eat.
You know, owls don't chew, so
Yeah.
He just swallows it.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Gotta wash my hands anyway. I touched all. Well, we could do that. So we go under a flag of truce. Maybe they won't shoot us.
So Jack, thinking his job is like completely done, that he's accomplished his assigned task because he's an assigned owl, starts walking over to, I don't know, a big wig or something, because he's looking pretty charred. Not unusual for an owl to come back burnt and crispy, but you know, more
Hey.
rare than common.
Hey, Jack, do you think you got a good look at the place?
Jack does that thing that owls can do of like turning its head 90 degrees sideways.
180 degrees, you mean? Yeah.
Well, it doesn't turn all the way.
All right. Yeah.
He's
Where
just
the ki-
tilting his head.
Where the kids are? You think you can teleport where the kids are and let them know we're going to come and rescue them?
Like noodles into his feathers again, scratches itself. But you know, for those in the know, that's actually something that's worrisome, a stress indicator in birds. And Jack shakes his head. Too dangerous.
You spent an hour there.
He's
You
got to
should-
spend 8 to memorize an area.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You spent an hour there. Of course, he would die instantaneously. So I'm not going to
Too
convince him.
dangerous.
He does look like he's had a little bit of a hard time there, though. So maybe he needs a break.
Yeah. Do we have any mutants that can do healing?
Say high or low and roll me a D percentage.
All right. I'm going to say hi. Yes.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Let me look up a mutant power for healing here.
It could be just a healing power. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up. Give me just a second.
I might beat you.
power. Healing.
Electrical generation? No. Fear? No.
Yeah, so if anyone's actually listening and watching us tonight, this is our first full game of this, so none of us are particularly schooled in the rules yet. Hopefully that will come as we go. So we're looking up a mutation now that might give somebody healing powers.
I
Okay.
don't plan to be fully informed on the rules at all, but I will pretend to be.
Oh, let's see. Maybe okay, I didn't see anything.
There's a lot of things that can heal yourself. There's like body alteration things that can heal yourself.
Page 7. That talks about healing in general.
Well, healing is 1 hit point a day that you don't become more damaged from just a rest.
I've taken a
One-
month's worth of damage.
Mhm.
I would imagine that there should have been a healing, some sort of body power.
Yeah, I'm sure there is, but most of the mutations that do good stuff like that seem to only affect the mutant.
The trouble is, this is a scan. This is a scanned, not actual printed rules, so we can't actually do a proper search.
Actually, that's a good point. You can actually.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
See, you can find heal.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe medicine.
Mm. Nope, not signature.
Life leech. That's not a good one.
It heals you.
Yeah. Well, no. Photosynthetic skin heals yourself. Spore clouds heal yourself. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to take up any more time for this. Oh, total healing. Nope, it's only for the individual. Again, not for someone else.
Healers. There we go. Members. Healer may care for. But that's just that's.
Here we go. There are actually equipment medicines. There's something called a cella dose. It's a jet spray tube. A compound developed to accelerate healing.
We got some.
You made your luck check, so I'm going to say they do, and they got enough that they're willing to give you one. So unfortunately, it's only a D10 worth of healing, but it's still better than just 1 point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll tell you what they're. This is your character in this, Steven. So roll me a D4. This is how many doses of the stuff that they're willing to give out to the party for this
2
endeavor. Okay, so 2 doses. You can use them both yourself or however you want, but each one it heals a D10 worth of hit points of damage.
Like a dutiful owl, I bring them to the human, which would be Carol in this situation.
Okay, and I'm going to say this is specially dosed. Reading the rest of the info on the cellar dose, this is specially dosed for mutant animals, so it's going to work on you.
So I bring to Carol. It's like, all right, administer, because
you have no hands.
Jack has very rudimentary hands. He also doesn't know how they work exactly.
Oh, but if you're a raccoon, you have such adorable hands.
No, he's
I'm the owl.
Oh yeah, that's right. I got them mixed up. But yeah, okay.
I'm the raccoon. Can't you tell from my beautiful fur?
Ooh, before you use those up, I found something else. They will give you 1 medikit. The medikit looks like a first aid box, but it's got a computer in it with some like scanning tools. You scan the wound, it figures out the best way to do it, and it injects nanoparticles that do the knitting. It heals 1d10 plus 10 hit points of damage for mutant animals. It does better for humans and pure strain humans. And it has a number of charges in it too. So let's say you guys get 2 doses of the cellar dose, and then you get 1 medikit that they give you for doing this for the tribe.
Yep.
He would also hand that to the human because, again, he can't carry stuff with him.
Yep.
And he probably doesn't know how to use it anyway. So.
So
yeah, it was very lucky that I made that intelligence roll.
So roll a d10, and then that plus 20 is how many hit points it will heal from you. And then while you're doing that,
plus
Kim,
20?
Plus
20.
Plus 20. So 25 hit points of damage it fixes as nanoparticles go into the wound and start stitching things up. So Kim, let's find out how much the kit can do, like how many wounds it can treat. So roll me 2d20. 15. So it will heal up to a total of 215 hit points before it exhausts the nanoparticles. So whoever you guys want to elect as your inventory keeper, just write down somewhere that you got a medikit that will do 215 hit points minus what did Steven just heal? 25?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that you've got 2 Acceladose injectors as well.
I guess if I'm gonna.
Did he roll? I didn't see his roll.
He rolled a 5, and then it's 20 plus 5.
Oh, okay. So, we give it to the human.
Okay.
Well, we'll give it to the quasi-human.
Yeah, and then I guess I'll keep track of that since I.
She looks human.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Reading up on it, because she's a mutant, it works better on her than it would on Sharon's character.
Yep. In fact, yes.
So that was. So how much was that?
For dosing, it's just write down 215 and then put minus 25. So that tells us that you've used it once and it's healed 25 points.
Okay.
All right.
And then we still have the medikit thing.
And that is the medikit. And then you've got
that is.
you've got 2 of the doses that do a D10.
Yeah. I'll see. I'll hang on to one of those. Thank you. Shove in my, because basically, if I get hurt, I'm not gonna wait for someone to come up with a mini box. I'm gonna go look at. Oh, you wouldn't want to use this thing. It's an injector pen. You go wunk into your leg and poof.
And you hope it doesn't blow out a vein.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
So there we go. So that's the provisions you're given. As far, did everybody buy equipment or get equipment? Did you guys get your? You have
Nope.
Not at all.
Nope.
Well, in that case,
How much money do we start with?
That's just it.
Trade.
So what we'll do here then is they're just going to open what they have. They're going to open their armory to you. So they don't have a great deal of stuff though. As far as we'll start with weapons, the best weapons they have. Let me get to my page here. Any kind of melee weapon. I mean, they've made axes and maces and stuff like that. But if you want distance weapons, they've got some old slug throwing pistols, basically regular handguns. They don't have anything like ultra modern, so no beam weapons, nothing like that, no mass accelerators.
So
they do have a couple of grenades.
We give that to the owl. No.
He can drop the grenades.
And then teleport away.
And blow himself up.
Does anyone want the grenades, first of all?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you won't take them, I'll take them.
Roll me a d4.
All right. 4.
Okay. There are 4 tear gas grenades.
Ooh. That works well with my powers. So that'll add that to my attacks list. So that's going to be tear gas. I'll look up the stats for them later.
Yep.
Tear gas.
Does anybody want a pistol?
Here's the thing. I'm this tall.
Yeah.
Here's me holding a pistol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not, unless it's a 22, the knockback from a 38 is going to knock me on my butt.
Aren't you really strong for a raccoon?
Oh, you're right. I got 18 strength. That's true. I actually could. Oh, what's the highest caliber they got?
In this case, they just say it's a slug throwing pistol. So it's Type C slug throwing pistol.
All right, I'll add Type C slug throwing pistol.
Probably would be a. If it's a 6-shooter, it'd be, I don't know, a 38, or if it's a semi-automatic, probably a 9mm.
I'll look up the stats on it.
And does anybody just want a melee weapon like a mace, a club?
I got a
something
sword
like that,
already.
spear?
I already gave myself a sword made from the fender of a 57 Buick.
Stamped out. Yeah, nice. Kim, as your character
sure.
want to take something?
Yeah.
You want a pistol?
Is
You
there
want
anything like claws or something?
that you could wear? No, not really.
That
Like
would
your
say
own
you
claws do damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, owls have. But
Uh,
yeah, sure. I'll take the. I mean, if no one else wants the pistol, I'll take
I
it.
mean, I hold my fingers up and they all end in nice little claws.
Jack is not predisposed to equip himself with anything that he would have to leave behind.
Right. Okay.
That's true.
So probably no weapons then. Armor, they have some armor, but it's not. It's not great. It's the equivalent of like leather armor. If anybody
All right.
wants that, you can get it.
I
And
think I'll
yes,
grab
you can
some.
size it down to your humanoid raccoon.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've just got scrap leather around that they'll just sew up to have fit you.
Let's see. Where's the gear list in this?
And I will say the same
Yeah.
thing for Jack. If you wanted to wear armor, they could put scrap leather on you since you're like a large owl. It would just interfere with your flight though, but you could wear it.
And the second he teleports, it just goes flop.
Yep, it's just gonna go.
Where the heck did they put equipment in this book? Or is that in one of the in one of the other books.
No,
Equipment list is page 100 and so.
Ah, okay. Back into Adobe. I use the preview function on the Mac to look at stuff. So
Weapon table is actually 103.
103. Okay.
103 in the PDF, not like page number.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually like page 29, so I don't know why it's 103.
It's because it's like 3 books stitched together.
Oh yeah, because there'd be like a oops, sorry. Don't scroll. Okay, I need
Anyway,
to turn off scrolling.
Kim, did you want to grab some armor?
Yeah, armor and the pistol, and I guess I'll be okay.
Maybe a map.
A
Not
map.
a weapon per se, but map.
Sure.
Let's see.
Oh, they do have ultraviolet goggles.
Ooh.
Okay. Write down my stats on that pistol. Sorry, I gotta move things around on my screen so I can see the
Oh, and of course you requisition enough water and food for a couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I should make sure I have a light source, so just in case.
Yep. They've got chemical lanterns. They've also got things like solar rechargeable battery lanterns.
Guess that's a 10.
All of those.
Yeah, but just say you have X light source. That's fine.
Range is 30. Oh wow. It's the same range as my stun ability. All right. So unfortunately the tables do not line up.
So after you've been led into the armory and you guys have kitted out what they have, and again, this is another reminder that while your enclave is doing well, there are certain things that they are lacking. There's not a lot in here in the way of arms and armor. Definitely things that you're lacking. Most of what you do have, though, is luckily there are people in the enclave that are good at repairing and upkeeping. So everything in here works. It's been over. It's not going to be a dud grenade, for instance. Your pistol is going to fire as accurately as it once did.
What's DII? Sorry. I touch something and I hit the scroll button and it goes boop.
So what's your game plan? How do you want to arrange this? Again, this is fairly early morning. Did take Jack an hour to do the teleportation, so we'll say it's still before noon, and it is going to take 4, 8.
Okay.
It is going to take almost the entire day to get there.
There's a bunch of numbers I have no idea what they mean.
So don't worry about it now, John.
I'm just going to ignore them. Because I don't know what they mean, so I don't. I'm just going to ignore them. Yeah. That's how far I can throw it. I can throw it pretty far. All right. So we'll follow the aqueduct, our big pipe back there. I could stand and try talking to them, but I'm not the pretty one here. I'll look at Jack.
I will report your death when you die in negotiations.
Metagaming, I have a charisma of 13.
It's not horrible.
Jack has no idea what you're talking about.
How's Carol? Is she average or better?
Carol rolled the King Daddy stats when she rolled.
Yes.
She has 18s and
Yeah. So this
Carol
is
She's our face.
this was
yeah.
charisma, right?
yeah.
I think that's a 15.
Yeah.
You're better at it than I am.
Oh,
So-
Lord help us. Okay.
Jack's just a cute owl. He doesn't know what you will expect from him.
He's got
He will
plenty of
accept beads and trinkets in exchange of trade.
Mhm.
And food always.
Everybody loves food, though.
Mhm. Food glory is food.
Because you can teleport with the contents of your stomach.
Nope. What? No. What? Ah, I hate this thing. This
He's
dang
an owl. He
sheep.
makes owl pellets, maybe.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
All right. Mm-hmm. Guess I have to throw that one.
So you do have a couple of options for your travel, though. I mean, you can just go by road, but you could actually
we-
also travel on top of
mean-
the aqueduct. I mean, there is like
Yeah.
a service path that you could just,
Mhm.
get on the aqueduct here in the city and just walk.
I mean, we've built beat in a rough road, I'm pretty sure, while building the
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
aqueduct. So there's a
And we found
distinct path.
the blast furnace because we went through it with
Yeah.
the aqueduct. So there's going to be an entrance for us to get in via the aqueduct.
Mhm.
All right. So yeah. But we don't want to surprise them because we can try negotiating first before we turn on the ultra violence. Right?
Jack tilts its head. They're sending you.
I went there and just pat him on the face. Yeah.
I mean, they're sending you. They are also sending Carol. So
And
Carol is carrot. Randy is raccoon stick.
and we need someone to send messages back if we need to.
For when you die in negotiations. Yes,
You're-
Jack knows job.
You're drumstick. Yep.
Jack tilts head. Jack is drumstick.
Mm-hmm.
How large actually is Jack?
I put 2'7", but I
Okay.
should actually look how large the image owl I use because they're really huge
Yes.
owls. There's like
Yeah.
some of the hugest.
I think they've got owls that have up to like a 6-foot wingspan. There are some really big freaking owls.
2'7".
All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you're not like comically humanoid size. You're within the normal
yes.
range of an owl. Okay.
Yeah, that's about 80 centimeters. You're taller than I am. And I'm a big for a raccoon. I'm at the large size of raccoons. Where the heck has he got leather armor listed? I'll just put down leather and we work it out later. Okay, I can move things back. I got enough down there. Don't need to worry about it. Okay.
It is
I'm
on
actually a
page
little bit bigger than
106.
my base owl. The base owl says length. I'm not sure how they
Oh.
measure that. Probably not including the tail.
6.
But it's I range from 148 centimeters to 60 centimeters. But that probably doesn't include my tail and stuff. And so
Yeah.
I'm bigger for the usual Potu owl.
Sure.
For the listeners, I base Jack on a great Potu owl.
All right. So you're kitted up. You're deciding how to get there. You know it's going to take most of the day to get there. You're deciding
Yeah.
to try and speak first before violence happens. Well, good enough. So the game breaks down depending on what kind of action you're doing into specific kinds of turns. So this is going to be a march turn. Each march turn lasts for 4 hours. And the amount of cover or amount of ground you cover is depending on how fast of a speed you're moving, slow, fast, or normal. Part of that's based on if you're encumbered or over encumbered. None of you are over encumbered. I don't think any of you are carrying enough items for that.
No, but I am carrying, for me, it's like I'm just carrying all this stuff. And you're going, you should carry that. I just look at him, nod, flex a muscle.
So that means that in one march turn, you cover about 12 kilometers. Okay. 1 hex is 44 kilometers. And so it's a little less than 1 hex away. All right. So this is going to take several march orders. And I'm just detailing this so that you know what's going on in the background for the rule system. So in a march turn, what I do as a GM is I roll a d4. And if there is an encounter during that march turn, that's the hour it happens on. So 3 hours into your 4 hours, something might happen. All right. So
Okay.
now, did you guys decide just to travel on ground, or are you going to travel just by going on the?
Oh, aqueduct.
So you're going to travel up in the sky, so you're going to avoid most of the ground stuff. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless told otherwise, Jack kind of like flies ahead a ways and just waits for them to catch up, repeat.
Yeah, sounds good. So you're going to be kind of their spotter. So why
Yep.
don't we get this kicked off then? I'd like you to just make me an intelligence check at the ×5. This is just going to be how well of a spotter you're going to give them prior warning with.
Mm-hmm. Double lot, double lot, double lot.
Okay.
Oops. That's a fail.
It's all right. Yeah, that doesn't necessarily mean you actually fail. It just means that your heads up warning might be seconds instead of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
If only Jack was a smart bird.
Mm-hmm.
Jack is not a smart bird.
So our fourth character player not being here tonight, she is going to be in the middle. Who is going to be, I know Jack's flying ahead, but who's going to be in front? So the path on top of the aqueduct, the service path, is only wide enough really for one human-sized creature at a time. Now, yes, your raccoon is much smaller, so you and
Well,
Carol
I-
can
I'll-
go side
I'll
by
take-
side if you want.
well, I'll take the lead
sure.
because I have small legs.
Okay.
Therefore, we walk at my speed, not one of these big long-legged things speed.
I can just carry him like a football. And
Yeah, you can do that too. Yep. He's strong, but he doesn't weigh like as much as he should for that strength. he's
They
he's
bred in
dense.
some worker ants or something.
Yeah. All right,
Here's
so you
a
guys
max-
head off.
Yeah.
You're high above the ground, and now there is a rail along one side, and then the other side is actually the trench that the water travels in.
I love it. The rail course is sized for humans. I just lean
It
over
is.
and
Yeah, it
just look
is.
down. Like I just put my, it's like, I just go walk right through it if I want to.
And because you have a dearth of metal at the time this
Mhm.
was built, it's actually rope. It's a rope railing that goes through.
And probably wooden stakes holding it up the
Yeah.
ropes. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's there for looks.
Mhm.
It's not OSHA compliant.
All right. So first hour in your marching turn, everything is good. I mean, it's time of the year. It's spring, so sun is actually quite oppressive to Jack, but you've got your goggles on, so it's not hurting you, but certainly would prefer it to be darker. The rest of you have got a beautiful view of the countryside below you. This area has mostly recovered, so there is grassland, which is one of the reasons you have not an abundance of food, but you have food. So the land is recovered in this area from whatever Holocaust and tragedy happened to reduce humanity to what it is now. It's relatively flat land. There are some rolling hills. So you've got a good view around you. So as you're traveling along, you see the patrols that your enclave has, well down below you. A few of them wave up, knowing that you are on council business. They know that you're supposed to be up there.
If I notice some guy who hasn't noticed me yet, but he's under the aqueduct, I'll lean over.
Nice. While
Wake up!
your
Wake up! Wake up, doofus! Wake up!
while your enclave does have radios, the range is not great, and so you don't have communication equipment that'll go back
That's
to.
what we have.
That's why they have owls.
Yeah, there you go.
That's where we
You
got
and owls.
Hedwig over here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong direction. There we
All right.
go.
Second hour passes much the same. It's a great day. You're not seeing anything out of the ordinary. You're not seeing any vehicles in the distance to either side. Everything looks fine. By your third hour, however, Jack, your movement atop this tall aqueduct has attracted some flying critters in the distance. They seem to be approaching fairly quickly. With the roll that I had you made, I'm going to say that you have some warning that some flying critters are coming your way. You've got excellent vision as an owl, since you keep.
But it's daytime and I'm dark.
It's daytime, yeah. So you're not exactly sure what it is that's coming your way. Just that they're largish. Your size or larger. They're moving quickly and they're flying.
Well, do you let us know?
Squawk, squawk. I start flying back. Haven't said anything yet, but once I get there, I'll be like, I circle around Carol's head and like squawk, squawk.
What? I'm looking around.
I land so I can deliberately point with my wing.
Yeah, he's pointing up and over a bit, and you
Ah.
see some shadows in the sky heading in your direction.
Mm. All right. Trouble is, I can't use my powers because it would take everyone else on top of this aqueduct out. Because like my stun is a 30-meter radius. Yeah, that's not gonna go.
Yeah, they're not even in your range. Why would you use that?
No. If they got close, I could use it, but I'm not because it would unfortunately take all you guys out as well. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Pull my pistol out. Aim with it. You gotta wait till you get closer.
So you're watching, like you're seeing this cloud of flying things heading towards you, and you're just waiting. You've used these guns before. Do you have an idea what your range is? And just right before they get into what would be your long range, you see that these creatures just kind of shimmer, and then they disappear.
Ah, crap! Blink birds.
Well, you think that you pause for a moment, expecting them just to appear around you again, but they don't.
I'm a raccoon. I should have some senses. I could use the smell. Oh, I'm a raccoon. Can I try smelling? See if something's approaching.
Sure.
In check.
Yeah.
So it'd be a 5 times 5. Oh yeah.
Good percentage roll too. So yeah, they're still there. You just can't see them. You can smell that the scent is getting stronger, so they're still heading your way, and it smells like very earthy, very loamy, and a little bit of just kind of a sickly smell on top of it too.
You guys back off. I pull one of the grenades off. I'm gonna let this cook before I throw it in their general direction. Now, does this the burn type or the burst type?
This is the burst type.
Yeah, gonna let it cook. Yep. And then
no fetch.
No, don't fetch. Pull the pin. I start to throw.
So what's going to happen here is you're targeting via smell. Okay?
Yes.
So it's going to be a little harder to hit what you're aiming at because you're not using a primary sense to do that.
So dex or physical?
Well, no. So attacks in this game use a chart. Let me just get to this chart here. I've got it on my game screen.
Joy!
All right. Did you write down what weapon class number the grenade is? If not, I can look it up real quick here.
I think it's class 2.
Class 2. Okay.
I think it's class 2. Back down to page 106.
Yep,
real
that's
quick.
fine. And then I found it. Go ahead and roll me a d20. You're going to be minus.
It's an F2, wherever that is.
Sure. And you're going to be a -2 to the roll. So roll me a d20 -2.
Well, there's a weapon attack. I wonder if does that work?
You can try it. Go ahead and hit the button. Let's see what happens.
Oh, I can put there's a DAC. So
Yep.
what's the DAC I'm shooting at?
The DAC is 3.
3. Ooh. All right. 10.
Okay, you rolled a 10. All right. Let me look at something here real quick. 5.
Doesn't
Okay.
tell me if they do.
Normally that's a miss. But you're kind of, this thing is an area effect thing. So the gas grenade does hit some physical objects, causing it to go off when the timing pin is up. And you seem to have gauged it not exact, but well enough. And so out of the air, now stunned because of the noxious gas, these winged worms just start falling out of the sky, becoming visible as they fall. And they land. Some of them land on the aqueduct. Some of them go off to the side into the ground below. The ones that hit the aqueduct hit hard enough that they just splat. And so it also causes the rest of the the flock, we'll call it, to become visible. Roll me. I'm just going to see how many effects here. Rolls me a d6.
All right. A D6.
A d6. Oh, that's good.
4.
So you caught 4 of them. There were 6 in
Oh.
the flight. So there are 2 visible that are still on wing. They seem to be a little confused because they've got this gas still moving about. The wind is in your favor today, but there's still 2 of them out there.
Yeah.
So that would be your action. You did it right when you were in range. They need to get in closer to be able to do anything to you. So I like doing popcorn initiative. So who goes next on your side?
On my side, I'm gonna let Carol go.
Okay. So in the game rules, it just you guys just decide. But I like doing the popcorn where the person that goes decide who goes next. So Carol, what do you want to do?
Oh.
2 of these
Me?
flying worms still in the sky high above you.
I have a gun. I don't know if it'll quite.
Yeah,
don't know
it's
if it-
within range.
I was going to say it's
If
not a
I could,
sniper rifle.
if I could throw at him,
Yeah.
you could hit him.
Okay, sure. What
Okay.
kind of a roll is that?
What did you write down? What weapon class the gun is? If
No, it was
not,
a
I'll look it up.
pistol.
Yeah. Okay. So let me look it up real quick. Okay, a pistol, slug throwing pistol. So that is. It's a 10 and a D2 code. So go ahead and roll. You can click the button on your sheet there if you want to do the roll from there.
Okay. And what would I'm sorry.
And it's gonna ask for the DAC, I believe. Tell me if
Which-
it doesn't.
Which button would that be?
Oh, let me look at your actual sheet here.
I'm trying to kind of get this straight still.
Yeah, no, perfectly fine. Which button did you use, Katamono, that gave you or John?
Oh,
what-
is it?
Go ahead, sorry. John, what
I was
button
gonna
did
say,
you
I see.
use that had the modifiers pop up?
Let me undo that. Weapon attack.
Weapon attack, okay.
Yeah, I think actually all of them will do it because there's a DAC for natural as well, but weapon's different. So
I don't even see where that is, and it's probably because I'm looking for it.
it's under. If you scroll down to where you see attacks, that's where you have your we should have your
yeah.
items.
So you'd have to add it in, but don't worry about adding it in. Just I've
Roll
already
20.
Yeah, just I just added a line onto your sheet, and at the very end of it, it says weapon attack. Don't worry about filling it in yet, but you can push that button.
Mhm.
Okay. Is it under character sheet or attributes?
It's under attacks, which is about halfway down. It's past the attributes.
Okay. So there's 3 tabs I'm looking at here.
Oh no, it's in the first
Oh.
tab.
Oh, it's
your
in- that's
player
why.
character tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
What-
the bio and info tab.
Oh, character sheet. Yeah, it's down.
It's under character sheet. Okay.
Then scroll on down till you see attacks.
DC robot. Starting hit points. I have. Oh, here's attacks right there. Okay. And so just hit this weapon attack
Yeah.
button.
Just hit the weapon attack.
DAC 3.
Yep. Type in the number 3 when it asks for the DAC. Okay, roll 12. Okay, so that is a miss.
Oh.
So you take a shot, and it misses the worm. Let me see if you can take more than one shot with that. You might be able to.
Oh, I should look at my slug thrower.
You can. So you can do another attack roll on that. You can take up to 3 single shots.
Okay.
It's a D2.
So yeah, just push the button again. Put in that 3 for the DAC.
Oh,
Okay.
That was a little bit better.
Yeah, the 17 actually does hit. And do you want to take the third shot? It's just a matter of whether or not you're trying to conserve your ammo. It doesn't penalize you for taking it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, take the third shot. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Okay, so there are 2 targets in the sky. You hit one, but it doesn't kill it. Do you, with your second shot that hit, do you shoot the same one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay. Yeah. It's perfect shot right through whatever passes for its head, and it drops out of the sky, splats on the aqueduct, leaving one wounded one in the sky. So that would bring Steven. You're up. It is a tasty
So
worm after all, Jack.
It's a
It
tasty
might have
worm.
wings, but it's a tasty worm, Jack.
Owls are some of the most predatory birds out there.
And dumb as a post. But yeah.
Dumb as post, but Jack's proving no exception. Aside from his ability to talk, but being
Yeah.
able to talk doesn't prove intelligence on anybody so far. So he's going to take flight and try to swallow one up. I mean, that's the owl thing to do. So Jack is going to do the owl thing.
Yep, that's perfectly reasonable. Okay, so Jack.
Melee.
Yeah, it's melee. It's a little
Oh.
bit different for melee. Let me look this up real quick. I think for melee it is an attribute check.
Sounds like it might be a.
No, it would be a natural attack, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, he's using his claws and beak.
And what do claws do for damage?
Yeah,
Probably a D4 or something, whatever the smallest damage die is.
Yeah, probably.
3d6 for a bite.
Well, that's
I
right.
imagine that's.
You're not a tiny owl, so I'm looking at other.
I do. I mean, these. If no one's ever seen a Pro2 owl, I mean, you can actually, if you're on the Twitch or watching us live, you can actually see an image of a Pro2 owl. They have huge
Yeah.
wide beaks.
So, like, just a common hawk, for instance, a beak attack does a D4, and I'm looking at some of the other critters that have like that
Mhm.
size of a beak, and so I'm seeing like 3d6. So we'll say your damage on that is a 3d6.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Seems
let's
high,
find
but
out.
I'm not going to argue.
Yeah, like an eagle has 3d6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm okay with that. So let's find out if you hit though. So let's see. This is a natural attack.
And there's a button for that too.
Yeah. Go ahead and click the button. Let's see if it does the figuring for us.
Natural attack? Is that in the attacks?
It's under one. It'd be under like you would create one for bite. You know.
All right, bite. Range, special, weapon attack, natural attack. This no attribute.
Yeah, just click the button. We'll figure out what it needs to add later. So let's just see what the rule is, and we'll figure it from there.
We have a DAC for this or no?
Yeah, 3.
3. What does DAC stand for people that don't know?
Basically, it's defense armor class. Okay, so ignore what the result says. A 17 is going to hit it. Go ahead and do your damage. I didn't ask you other guys to do damage because you did more than enough by your weapon attack.
10.
Yeah, it doesn't taste so well, but you take it out of the sky, bring it down, and bring it down to the stone of the aqueduct, and just bite into it. Yeah. It tastes horrible. but-
Why they give Jack taste so Jack know things taste bad?
Well, yeah. Okay. Oh, my claws do 2d4 damage.
Yep.
That's not bad.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
All right, yeah, so that seems to be the last of them. You've got these weird mutated worms with wings attracted by your movement on the top of this aqueduct here. They also, they're kind of slimy too, and it looks like when the light catches their slime coating just right, they do kind of blend in to the stone around them. They blend into the sky even better. So that's how they turn invisible.
I'll look back at Carol and look back at them and going, Does she shimmer too? Maybe not. They're sky worms. All right. Well, kick them out of the way and don't slip on the mess.
All right. Yeah. So that's so the
That's
next hour
March.
you continue on. You're done with your first march. So
Yeah.
4 hours have passed. You don't have to rest after one march, but after 3 marches you have to, or you are at penalties. So
Yeah.
so it's anywhere in those first 3. So like you could rest now, or you could push on for another 4 hours and then rest later. How do you guys want to just continue on? What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's continue on. Then we can take a break.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Of
The
course.
first 3 hours go by just fine. On the 4th hour, you notice you're still a little ways away, but you know which of the stanchions that go down over where the blast furnace is that's holding up this aqueduct. You've been counting, so you know which one is directly over where the blast furnace is. You're seeing some movement. Again, you guys kind of covered it up after you found it so that people would not, go into it and try to take stuff out of it. But you're seeing movement. You're seeing like some dune buggies and some dirt bikes heading in and out of the area where that the old blast furnace is. This is still kilometers away. You just got a great viewpoint from where you are, and of course they can't see you because you're on top of this big aqueduct, and they can't see the top of it.
Oh, Bert, because if we had them, we probably would grab them binoculars, even if they're the cheap.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
folding kind.
Since you brought it up, high or low, and then roll me a D percentage. We're just going to do it by luck, whether or not you had thought about it.
Okay, I'll do low.
Yes. I'm going to say you had your choice between some low magnification binoculars, and these are like just really crappy ones. They're not great, but they did have actually a couple of telescopes that have better range, but they're old and they're more fragile.
And they're hard to carry. And,
yeah.
If there's more than one, if they get the cheap folding kind, the raccoon size, I'll grab those. Remember the cheap folding kind?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, there's these cheap binoculars that fold in 2, and they don't have a lot of magnification, but they've got some.
Flapping. Yeah.
I'm going to say that you could only requisition 1, even as crappy as it is. They don't have many of these.
But then again, I got a good int for spotting things, So I'm just looking. Dune buggies. So if we stay quiet up here, they probably won't notice us. Fold and stick back in my jacket.
All right, so that happens on the 4th hour. So you've completed 2 march turns.
And now
you can
it's
rest, or you can
lunchtime.
take another march turn.
Lunchtime.
Okay.
It's time for Levinses.
Yeah.
Actually, it was time for Levinses 5 hours ago.
I assume that you're not going to start a fire to heat anything, but your rations are basically it's dried meat, and some carb style root vegetables that have been compressed into a nice travelable, edible form.
It's rutabaga chips.
Yeah.
Yum.
Could also be like what are those Japanese where they just take rice and they compress it into little blocks and season the blocks.
Oh yeah.
The name of it.
Not rice cakes.
No,
that's actually puffed. I know
Rice crackers.
No, it's actually fresh rice. It's just they compress it usually into like a triangle, or
It has the nori on the
yeah,
bottom.
it's got nori on it.
Rice balls.
Rice balls.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a word. Yeah.
And they're not fresh. They're cooked.
Yeah, they're cooked.
Onigiri,
Onigiri, yes.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, so that's
which
that's
we
your
call
carb.
rice balls.
Only it's not rice. It's probably barley or something like that. So it's barley balls.
It's actually rice. Since you guys have so much fresh water, and you're in the terrain where you can grow essentially rice as a grass, you have a rice plantation.
Okay, remember my one character with extraordinary trivia? Here's a bit of extraordinary trivia. Rice doesn't need all that water. The reason why you do all that water is for weed control
There you go.
And pest control.
and pest control. So yeah, if we have the water, we'd probably do it. But
Yep. Yeah, you've got
Our-
a large
our pers-
source of fresh water, so I'm going to say that's one of the staple foods that you guys have.
oh look, there's something in here. Cockroach. Yum 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 yum.
Extra protein.
Jack eats everything that even Randy discards.
There ain't much that Randy discards. You know that.
So you don't have nothing happens. You take your break. Again, you're situated such that you can't be seen from the ground at all unless they're actually
Easily
way off lateral, especially if they're right under you. you're not going to be seen. So you push on during your next march turn. You'll finish. You'll end up.
All right.
You're right above where the stanchion comes down that supports this part of the aqueduct, and right below it.
It goes into the hill where that we dug through.
Mhm.
You know. All right.
So you're able to notice as you were coming up that a couple of the motorcycle or dirt bike riders are still out. There actually looks like they are forward observers. They've parked their bikes really near the stanchion below you, and you saw this as you were approaching it, because now of course you can't, because if you look straight down, it's hidden from your view. But they're like right under you now. There were 2 of them the last you saw.
Yeah. Did we see if they were armed or not?
Jack probably did, since he's flying out and taking a look. Yeah, they've got either rifles or shotguns. Jack probably can't tell the difference from
Boomsticks. They got boomsticks. Okay.
Pew pew long.
Yeah. I'm fondling one of the grenades, going, no. That would be. We're here to talk. Well, we probably had some. We probably cut some stairs or a pathway up the hill to get up here to build this thing. So, well, if we come on down, we have to make sure that they don't shoot us on sight. Jack, go talk to him.
Jack tilts his head, looks at Carol for confirmation.
Okay.
Jack doesn't even shrug. He just kind of flutters on down.
Okay.
But as he's walking up, I will note that he is concentrating on reflection.
Okay.
So he's walking up.
Yeah, I think your mutant tower.
He's got the wings spread like owls do sometimes as they walk. Rawr!
All right. So right now you look just like a big owl to them. They're not too surprised, and they're going to conserve ammo, so they're not just going to shoot at animals just because. So it's a little surprising, but you just look like an animal, like an owl. So what do you say? What's your opening? Oh, that's true. You are wearing goggles. I forgot about that. Give me a second. Let me do a.
It checks if they even notice.
No, I'm going to do a reaction roll because they understand mutants. Okay. All right, so they don't start blasting. What do you open with? What do you say?
Howdy! Howdy, howdy, howdy. The greetings of my people.
Okay. All right, so the reaction is they'll listen. What do you mean your people? They start looking around. How many of you are there?
I flutter up and down. Owltown! Owltown!
Owltown. You ever heard of an Owltown? Owltown? They
Somewhere up
look a little
above.
confused. How far away is Owltown?
You've been there! Owltown!
Owltown.
You have the hatchlings.
Oh, yeah, so light goes on. Now they grip their guns a little bit tighter. What do you want? Hey, look.
I was sent to sacrifice in tribute.
Look, what? Scram Owl. Here, he reaches in and pulls out a bit of old dried up,
Something.
meat. Tosses it to you. Here.
A lizard or something.
Yeah.
Dried lizard jerky.
Not
Many
even-
things. Probably one cracker. Scratch at the dirt some. Wanna talk?
I had that gas grenade in my hand going, maybe? No.
That went badly. Maybe we should. It's time to intervene.
He scratches the dirt some more. Wanna talk?
You're talking.
No shoot? Question?
You haven't given us a reason to yet. It's not like you've got anything on you worth anything. I don't, Bob, how
flutters
does owl
around and-
taste? Bob's like, I never ate owl. I don't know.
Flutters and turns his back on the mutants and goes, "No shoot!" He shouts out back to his compatriots.
Do you yell up when you do that?
Of course,
Yeah.
wherever you're located. Though it's not like he's a human, so it might be hard for them to interpret him just screaming "Rog!" to the sky.
Yeah. Come on, let's point to the path we got cut in the side. We had to build when we were building this thing. So yeah, head on down. Put my on my backpack, because there's no way that I can walk with a pistol in my belt, because that'd be like, oh, geez.
All right. So do you call down first, or you just start? I'm gonna say that, like there's an access ladder. Like every other stanchion has like a ladder onto the side of it going down.
Gonna call out as I climb down. Hey, don't shoot! All right, we're here to talk. Bird brain. All right.
So they look over at you, Jack. How many of your
Jack
friends?
looks deeply offended. That's what Jack said.
How many of your friends are with you, Bird?
Was not message Jack given.
All right, so they spread out a little bit to cover you guys coming down and to cover Jack. So one of them's got a gun pointed at you, Jack. One of them's got a gun pointed down up the stairs or up the ladder.
Jack just tilts his head again,
Yep.
not fully comprehending. Want to talk? No shoot.
Yeah, we won't shoot
Sorry,
as
he has
long as
one of
there's
his
not a
rousing
reason to.
ones. Want to talk? No shoot.
Hey, you down there? We're coming to talk. Parlay, all right? Parlay.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah, we
parlay
get
is?
it. We get it. Come on down.
I'm
Keep your
coming
hands where we
down.
can see them.
Don't step in my hands, all right?
Jack turns back to Randy, deeply offended. Jack give message? Jack
Yeah.
give message?
Yeah. Jack did good. Good bird. We'll give you a snake.
Seems better now.
We'll give you a snake later on. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
make way
Randy
down.
comes off first, hops off the
Yeah.
ladder.
Hands up.
yeah.
Hey. See, hands. No shoot. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Your owl here said so. We're not going to shoot yet. Maybe not at all. But
We
what do you want? You're from Owltown?
Altown.
Owltown. Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is what Jack say.
Al sent us. He wants to know, can we get our kids back?
They looked at each other. They said, yeah, when we're done with them. Hey, look, they haven't come to any harm. We'll be glad to release them to you after you're done what they're working on.
There is the slight problem is that you're sitting in our blast furnace right now.
Oh, really? I didn't see any signs.
Oh, I'm looking up at the aqueduct going into the hill.
Yeah, I don't
know,
see a
and-
sign on that either.
Behind them is a graffitied
We-
over sign
We
saying
can
property
go-
of Altown.
We can negotiate things like visitation rights and stuff like that, but we basically want to talk to your boss man.
Yeah,
Because we
our
wanna
boss man's
make-
a little busy right now, but like I said, we'll return your kids once they find what we need them to find. We'll send them
You're
on.
not
home.
understanding. Carol, you talk to him. I don't talk human.
Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
they look at you, Carol.
Well, and
Mhm.
what the bird said, he's just not very articulate.
Articulate.
All right.
But what is it that the children are looking for?
Look, we got information that there's some tech down there that we want to get our hands on. It's as easy as that. It's hard to get to. It's a small, tight location. Kids are just the right size to get down in there. As soon as they find it, bring it out. We'll leave, and we'll leave the kids behind, or we'll send them back to you. Whatever. Look, they're being well
Raccoon
cared
small
for.
size.
Yeah, but look, my companions are really small. We can find it for you and just let the kids go.
And I've been through this place before.
Yeah,
I
see?
know. I
Yeah,
know
so-
where a lot of things are.
They kind of glanced at each other and said, "Well, Raccoon might be able to find it better than the kids can."
But
Hey, and, you
I
know,
can't search.
raccoons.
I couldn't search too well if our kids were still in your guys' possession.
Yeah, and I mean they're adults. You can reason with us better than you can kids, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Jack bobs up and down. Jack seeing dark. Jack seeing dark.
All right. Carol, why don't you make me a
Charisma.
charisma check. Let's see how this
Okay.
goes over with them. They seem interested in your offer.
Okay, it's just multiplier times 1.
five.
Times 4.
Fi-
Times
Oh,
4.
times
Four.
4.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not pushovers, but
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah.
That's reasonable, actually. Hey, raccoon guy, you colorblind or you can use your colors?
Blue eye, green eye. I'm pointing to one guy.
Yeah.
Red eye, red eye. Yeah, I can see the 3 colors. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them rustles around, pulls out some kind of manual, it looks like. It's paper, hard copy. The pages are colored. He flips to a page and it's got a symbol on it. It's got a red background, the symbol's in yellow. It looks like a jagged lightning bolt, and on the outside is like an octagon. What colors are this? And he points to the lightning bolt. What color is that?
And that was yellow.
Yeah.
That's yellow.
And what color is this? Points to the red.
And I
Jack
say,
speaks up.
red.
That's Marvin.
That's red. Red.
Red.
All right.
Jack
I'm
repeats it.
I'm fully heterochromatic. All right.
All right. I tell you what. We'll make a deal with you.
Mm.
We're looking for a box that's got this symbol on it. You're going to have to crawl down some air ducts. You can fit. Your bird there can likely fit. You ain't fitting, lady. But if your friends here retrieve us this box, I tell you what. Yeah, I think you'd go for this. We'll let half your kids go now. We're going to keep the other half as insurance in case you double cross us. You bring us the
first, I want
box.
to hear. Yeah. You know what? It's a great plan, great idea. I want to hear it from their boss man.
You're not going to hear it from our boss man. He doesn't just talk to anybody. But I can make that authority. I tell you what, I'll show you I can make that authority. He pulls out like this old style walkie-talkie. He says, "Hey, Jim. Yeah, hey, we got an interesting offer up here. How many kids are down there now? Yeah. Okay, I tell you what. All the kids that are not, send them up. Yeah, all of them. All the ones that aren't down there, send them up. No. I'm okay. We don't need any more help. Just send those kids up." Okay. A few minutes pass by, and
Jack returns very excited to Carol and back to Randy and back to Carol. Jack, relay message?
Well, I'm looking.
You helped.
I'm
You got it
looking
started.
I'm looking at.
This
Sharon.
is more of a question, though, of if he should relay a message back to the
No.
bosses.
Oh,
No,
no,
no.
that's fine. That's fine.
Stay with us, and I'll point to Sharon's character because she's with us. Yeah, she'll take care of the kids and make sure they're okay and maybe head on back with them.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so roughly 20 kids come out.
Yeah, some of the fellow mutant. I go to the possum kids and high five.
Badger
I pull one
kids.
aside-
There's lots of
I
badger
pull-
kids.
I
'Cause
pull one
badgers.
aside and say, "Okay, where have you guys been down there? So I don't go and retread your where you've been."
So they tell you that the air ducts go down several levels, but whatever they keep asking the kids to go down to the 3rd level below where they are. They just keep telling them to bring up any boxes that they find about this big. He kind of makes size of bread box. They won't tell us exactly what it is they want, but they take everything we find.
Have you kids been marking where you've been so you don't do it again?
Yeah, he pulls up a piece of green chalk. We've been putting X's on the rooms that we've cleared out.
Smart kid.
The metal connectors, some of them are broken though. You got to be careful. There's some of them will just go out from underneath you. We haven't
Any
lost
kids hurt?
anybody yet, but yes, some of them are hurt. Not bad. They took care of us. They've been feeding us okay. Can we go home?
Yeah, go. I point to Sharon. She'll lead you guys home. Well, we're going. I'm going down there. So you know what? You kids did good.
So what are the 2 guards? looks over at Carol, says, "So, we have a deal. This is half the kids. We'll let them go now. If your friend's here, come back in there with us. Find us our box."
Sure, but one of the children just said the kids are hurt, so can we prioritize sending back the hurt kids?
The kids that are hurt are in this group.
Oh,
Like, you
okay.
see some
Okay.
kids that have, like, bandages on and things like that. None of them are hurt badly, but it looks like some of them
Okay.
have taken some bumps and bruises here and there, have got some lacerations
Yeah.
on the skin, but they've been actually somebody knows how to first aid.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't anything.
Nothing major.
Severe.
Yeah. Nothing worthwhile to show our medikit for.
The kid you're talking to, though, before he goes off,
Yeah.
he looks over to you and says, "There's bots down there. They listen to some of the less mutated kids. We haven't told them about them, though."
There's bots. Well, I'm sorry, it cut out.
Yeah, he's the kid's being very quiet and is telling
Oh,
this
okay.
to Randy. We didn't
Excellent.
tell them
Excellent.
about the bots.
Yeah. Yeah. Stum. Keep it quiet. That's what it means, stum.
He rubs your head. You're a furry mammal around his height. He's like, yeah.
Yeah. I just put my hands on his armpits and lift him up and give him a little toss. Catch him, send him back down. Yeah, don't worry, kid.
So, you haven't answered. We got a deal. I mean, it's half the kids.
Yeah.
I look at the guy, hold my hand out.
Right.
Ew.
Yeah, that's disgusting. But you shake your hand. All right, you need to see this page again. That's what's
No.
on the box.
Yeah, yellow circle. Check
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Marvin
got it.
symbol. Got it.
All right, you
Marvin.
points at Carol. You're not going to fit, but why don't you come in?
That's okay. Yeah, I'm not worried. I rather enjoy the fresh air.
I don't think it's an option, Carol.
Yeah, he does kind of wave the gun barrel when he says that. Why don't you come in?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Is it dark in there?
there's light.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's work lights. Yeah.
Work lights.
All right.
So they go over to what you guys had set up, like doors that you covered up with sod, and they found it. So like if they open it up, but they're careful to
Yeah.
replace the sod. So you guys go down.
Mhm.
This was an industrial underground complex. You were all here before. You were here when they were first doing the little look through, and you were here
Yeah.
when you took out the bars of iron, the ingots
Yeah,
out. So they've got electrical lights strung up. So it's not real bright, Carol, but there's light.
Yeah, it's not enough to. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
you can hear some generators that are providing the electricity. You can smell the alcohol being burned as fuel.
That's about 90% I'm smelling. Yeah, 90%. Oh, what are you fermenting? Potatoes?
Yep. And so they go over to these jail bars that I had told Jack about, and they unlock it, and you can see in the cells are these holes in the wall, and it's got the corrugated metal pipes. They're roughly about 3 feet in circumference, or
Well,
excuse
at
me,
this size,
3
that's
foot
being a
3
fir-
foot diameter.
It's big enough for a person, but I have a feeling they scrunch on down further on in.
Yeah, they get tighter in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Look at. Can you crawl? Looking at
Jack.
at Jack. Yeah. I mean, you said you got fingers on. You got fingers where your wings bend. So
Well, I mean, owls can already get pretty low to the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, they can kind of.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
this thing.
They got the whole neck thing. That whoop.
now, of course, you do know he has legs about yay long.
Yeah.
Yeah, legs are about half my height.
Yep.
They don't
Yeah.
look like it under the feathers, but they are.
Yeah. I remember seeing a video of an owl sitting on top of an air conditioner. He was doing a Marilyn Monroe. All right. Well, yeah. All right. Well, we see kids, we'll send them back. So Carol, you know what? You if when the kids come back, you talk to them, make sure they're okay.
Yes, of
So
course.
again, I want
Mhm.
to reiterate, like to get to the openings, it's inside. Think of it like the openings are inside of a cell. So like when
Yeah,
you
yeah.
two go in, they close and lock it. Carol, you're on this side. They don't put you in the cell, Carol.
Mm.
Jack, Jack laughs at these bars.
Yeah, you probably
Yeah.
could squeeze through them. Actually, they weren't designed for really small.
Or just
Creatures.
teleport away.
Yeah, that
I,
too.
I have a feeling with an 18 strength, I can probably bend a couple of them if I work at it.
If you work at it, it's 18's
Now-
really strong, but it's not superhumanly strong.
Now, I am a raccoon, and what are raccoons? Everyone who has
Mhm.
garbage cans, nocturnal. So
All right.
I have some night vision, but I do need light for that night vision to work. So yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Carol,
Look at you.
well, actually, all of you guys, when you get down here with these two guys that just came in with you, there
Mhm.
were already another 6 down here that are, some of them are eating. It looks like they got bowls of rations or just beans. They're actually there's a alcohol burning stove they got back here. So they've been feeding the kids, just jerky and beans, which, well, to be honest, sometimes that's all you get back at the Enclave too.
Yeah.
They've got several jerry
Times
cans.
are tough.
They got several jerry cans of the alcohol they use as fuel set up. No one,
Mhm.
they've got some discipline as no one's actually drinking the alcohol.
Well,
It's
considering,
only technically powder.
yeah.
Yeah, there's
I
that.
mean, if they're not using potatoes, they're using wood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yup. That'll
Wood
get you
alcohol.
blind fast.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
They probably make some better stuff for drinking.
I know this is a game where they hand wipe this stuff, but there's got to be a pit someplace where the kids, did their business.
Oh, well, actually, there's actually a what do you call it? A bathroom or a lavatory set up here. I mean, it's not running, but it is a hole that you can do your business into.
How hygienic.
I looked through the bars. You guys are okay. They got a place to shit and everything. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
yeah. So
Oh, wait a second. There's running water.
no, there's not running water. They've
too
got
bad.
canteens of water and stuff, but they're using it to flush down the systems.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
Go over to the hole, regurgitate a pellet.
So he says, like, so the sooner you find what we're looking for, the sooner we'll let the other half of the kids go. Yeah, when you find any kids down there, you send them up. We usually send them down for an hour shift each.
So okay, Jack, you go first because you can see where you're going. So
So
no,
yeah,
they say here. They hand you a couple of headlights. These are like solar rechargeable headlamps. If you need one.
now, well, there's a question because I actually have a headlamp,
All right.
and the backside of it has a red light on it.
Okay.
So I just flip it around, click on the red light. I think we're okay.
All right. Yeah. Got your own light. Go for it.
Yeah.
So you two head down into the pipes,
Yeah.
and as you
Yeah.
suspected, they start pretty wide, but then they start
Mhm.
narrowing and branching. Now the kid told you that they didn't say anything to you, but the kid told you that they've been asking them to prioritize 3 levels down.
Yep. So whatever heads down, we take. So there'll be a
Okay.
few places where I guess it's corrugated, so it's going to be like scoot down.
So are you both using the same entrance, or are you taking 2 different ones?
same as far as Jack knows.
Yeah.
He is to stay with people and relay messages. That's kind of his training,
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So
And besides, I don't want to do a
unless told
rescue.
otherwise.
I mean, I know Jack can self-rescue himself, but I don't want to get him lost and causing problems.
Here to relay the news of your death in case of death during negotiations.
Carol,
Still negotiating.
after they set off in, so it's you and there's 8 guys in here. Some of them are you've got hammocks strung up, the little piles of clothing that they use as bedding. So 3 of them are, it looks like they're turning in, like so there's sleeping in shifts. The rest of them looks like this is their eating time. So they offer you a plate of beans and some kind of carb in there, bits of jerky on top for protein.
Okay. Sure.
Look, your compound. Yeah, look, we don't want trouble, but we have to get this thing. Yeah, our boss found this is the one you were talking to outside. Found this manual, and we need this item to. He kind of looks at his fellows. I guess I shouldn't tell you exactly what it is, but look, we don't mean you any direct harm. Okay, we were going to let the kids go after they found it, anyways. We've been treating them well. Heck, we would if we could have figured out a way to negotiate with you guys instead of your. We sent. Look, we tried to do it on the up and up. We sent word to your council. We were going to hire the kids, and they got all high and mighty on us about protecting their future, and well, you didn't leave us a lot of choice, so we took your kids. Kind of looks like he's trying to apologize for the murders that happened.
I mean, they didn't negotiate for the adult raccoons. Their mistake.
Look, I mean, they're going to find it. The raccoon and the bird will find it.
Yeah, they find it. We'll leave your territory. We'll leave you alone. Look, we haven't messed with your aqueduct any. Good bit of engineering, by the way. Yeah, we siphoned a little bit of water out of it for our use down here, but we didn't hurt anything. We're not poisoning your city. We're not. We haven't harmed the structure. And if everything goes well, we'll leave peacefully. All right.
It'll go well.
All right. The rest of the guys don't seem as chatty. They're just kind of wary of you. One of them does hand you a bowl of food. And as I said, some of them just go off and get some sleep as they were on the later shift.
You just doomed us, don't you?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like in this room with all these guys. I can't.
She hasn't. Bert loves his random encounter tables.
Makes it interesting.
Only I have a feeling that there's not so much random down there as that. As we're heading down out of their earshot, I go, there's robots down here, so we gotta be on the
Robots. Tilt
yeah.
head.
Mm-hmm. Metal people.
Metal people.
Yep, they may not be happy that we're down there. Got that?
Jack is thinking real hard. They then may not be happy. Then maybe happy we're down there.
All right, so the first hurdle you guys come to, it's pretty much straight shot. There's no choices in a bend to make. But the first choice you come down to is an intersection where it goes forward and then drops. You shine your light, and it looks like it only drops down about 6 feet or so, and it's at an incline, so like you would literally slide down it. But then to the right, left, and in front of you, it stays level and goes off in opposite directions.
Would you consider this an artifact?
The tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So I get +2 when I'm trying to figure out things. So I'm going to try. I want to make an int roll to see if I can actually figure out which way to go. Because now, how does this work? Because it says you get adds 2 to your die when figuring out artifacts. So it sounds like there's actually an artifact figuring out roll then.
Yeah, but that's not so much like there's nothing technological here that's going to tell you what way to go. But I tell you what I will do, and you don't have to roll for this. You've already been told that you've got to go down several levels. So there's only one direction that goes down. The rest of the directions go side to side. And you figure the way that these pipes are made, the one to the left is just going to be a connector off of one of these on the same level. Probably the same off to the right. It's also going to be just an air intake up here. The one ahead, though, and then the one going straight down, either one of those is promising. So the one going straight down will get you there sooner.
Yeah. Now, the other thing we have working for us is that the kids have probably marked this place up.
Yep.
The chalk.
If you look, yes, there just across from where the tunnel goes down, there is a green X in chalk.
X. look at the other one. Does it have X as well?
Nope.
They never say if X is good or X is bad. Great.
This is true. This is very true.
Actually, if I look at the other ones,
Mhm.
they look like connectors. Have they been marked?
Make me an intelligence check. ×5. This is a normal check. It's not very
Mm-hmm.
even odds on it. Not
Yeah.
incredibly difficult. All right.
Ooh.
You can't tell. The chalk on the metal. I mean, it looks like even you moving.
Metal's not the best material for chalk.
Yeah.
Also,
it
also,
comes
also
off
remember,
easily.
I have the red light shining, so I'm looking for like white marks.
Okay. Yeah. Good
Green.
enough.
Yeah. So yeah, I see the big white X, not green X. So
The
white
only
X.
thing you can tell for sure is that the
Yeah.
passage going down has been marked. The other ones may have been marked at one time, but you don't see residue. You don't see any other kinds of markings on it.
Now, is it corrugated or is it smooth?
Well, it started off being corrugated. Then as you get to the part where it narrows, it's all very smooth in this part.
So is it wide enough for me to do one of these and sort of?
I didn't see what you're saying. You're just going to turn in place?
No. Put my arms out and
Oh, yes.
claw,
Yep. Yeah, to slow your descent. Yes, certainly you can do that.
yeah. All right. So I'm going to look at him. So can you fly down? Is it big enough for him to fly down, or
His
Oh,
wingspan
no.
is way too big for the pipes. Yeah.
For flight, no.
Ah,
I mean,
so
I could flutter maybe to break my fall, but flight is out of the question. It's
how
also
far
in
do
a
you,
pipe.
how far do you got your wings out? Because maybe you can do, put your wings out and
My
hit the
wings are
walls.
longer than your arms.
Yeah, I'm going to say you can do that. You can use your wings as a brake. Yeah, you can do that.
So, as they say, bungee.
And Jack repeats in Randy's voice, as they say, bungee.
Yeah. I like the Mina bird effect. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
why don't both of you guys give me a physical check? Let's say dexterity, just to see how well you're able to break your fall.
Oh,
it's just
of
times
course,
5.
my best stat.
All
Times
right.
5.
Times 5. All right. Ooh! Ah!
All right. So actually, it's too smooth in here.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's too smooth in here for the raccoon. You just can't put enough pressure on it, and it just slides.
I pray that it slopes out at some
So
point.
you drop, and it is slightly sloped. It's not a straight drop. So you actually your bottom hits the edge, and it gains acceleration, and you just shoot down the tube. So it drops down maybe 10 feet or so, then levels out, then drops again. And so yeah, you can't keep enough friction to keep yourself from going. So you're just shot through these tunnels. Meanwhile, your friend Jack is able to push out all of his wings enough to be
Just surfs down it,
Yeah.
honestly.
yeah. So you're able to control your descent if you want to. I mean, heck, it looks
And
like Randy's
of course,
having a lot of
I
fun.
control my I control my descent and flutter down right next to where he splats, and repeat once again in his voice, as they say, bungee.
All right, so Randy is being
hold-
shot through at speed.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's the thing. The kid told you 3 levels down below where they were is where they've been asking them to search, and that's coming
and
up fast. And if you can't stop your descent, you're going to blow right through that, and you're going to keep going down.
Can I use my strength just to put my claws into that pipe and just try to drag myself to a stop?
Why don't you do me a strength check then?
So what's the multiplier on that one?
Same thing. It's times
5?
5. Yeah.
All right, here it goes.
Success. Yeah, you tear into the metal, and it's enough to get you to slow down before you overshoot the level that you were told about.
Yeah.
I land on his head.
No.
Okay, so it's another one of these intersections where you can go forward, left, and right. And so if you're looking for it, there is a scratch, like a partial X, but it looks like somebody moved over it and it smudged it, and that's to the left.
So they've probably been to the left. So straight ahead is another drop down though, right?
Yes.
So the right is we have a four-way intersection.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Well, the one behind you goes up and would be
yeah. I look over. Put your goggles in place. Fling it around. Turn the bright light on, and look around. See what I can see. yeah. Because I got
Even with the goggles.
Yeah. So
Can't you emit your own light as well?
No. Oh, I can. You wouldn't want me to.
So you're going to look down the tunnel to the left?
Yeah.
All right. So again, it's a smooth tunnel, but it's level. But you see maybe 20 feet in, there is like a grate or an opening that's been removed, and there's just a drop into a room below.
The kid's been that way. So I look to the right and look down that tunnel.
It is you see the same thing. Ahead of you, there's a grate in the floor, but this one hasn't been dropped. It's still in place.
Right. Turn the light off, switch around, put the red back on again. This way, and I head right.
Okay.
Kid's been that way. They haven't found it, so it's got to be the way they didn't go.
Right. We're going to transition back to Carol. So Carol, you notice that they've got a larger receiver radio in here, and you hear some like tapping sounds, like Morse code almost coming across. And the guy that was talking to you goes and picks up the microphone, and so on the other end of it, you hear another person speaking. This actually sounds like a woman, you think, perhaps. And he says, how's it coming? How's it coming? We've got the machine together. We just need that part. It's like, hey, we just worked out a deal. We've got, I think we'll be able to find it today. How long? I mean, we need to get this thing working. Give me 12 hours. All right. How are your supplies? The kids got enough to eat? Everything? Yeah, no, looks over at you. I'll tell you about it later, but we got it worked out. Why don't you go ahead and send over another dozen people? She's like, about half a dozen. We're getting a little short. All right. Okay, half a dozen. So you're hearing this conversation over the radio. For the so it's been maybe half an hour since your friends went into that cell and went down those tubes. No one's bothered you. The one guy is kind of taking it upon himself to monitor what you're doing. He's always had his gun nearby, but he's never really been threatening. He's just kind of left you alone for the most part.
So does the conversation end?
Yeah, it ends. He puts down the microphone.
It's half a dozen people. Are those more children or?
No, more of my guys. Just to make sure things go okay, and
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. He's
Yeah.
got a gun. I don't want to anger him.
Yeah. No, he doesn't look angry at all, but yeah, he kind of just leaves that hanging. 6 more
just wanted-
guys, just cuz.
I want to keep him not looking angry at all. So I'll just.
Right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. We're coming up on time here, so we'll just end this episode here for the day. And so first foray, you got half your kids back.
Yeah.
That's something.
We are half successful.
Well, they're probably going up onto the aqueduct because that's the quickest and safest way to get them home.
Let's hope more flying worms don't show up, right?
Hey, Sharon's there. She's got a
we
weapon.
give Sharon a weapon.
I mean, it's either the flying worms or the crawling worms. You got to pick your poison.
We can assume that she's got a weapon. The trouble is she's not getting home tonight.
Yeah. It's gonna be late before she gets back. That's for sure.
Yeah. So she probably there's places up there. I imagine there's like a entrance tunnel into where the thing goes. So they can go in there and spend the night. Kind of safe.
Maybe.
New public works project, the aqueduct trolley.
Yeah, I mean, because the path that you were walking on was just, it's just enough for a technician to come up and walk alongside the water trough, just in case anything gets stuck in the trough that they can push it off the edge or whatever. It's not much of a path, but it's
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Certainly safer than walking out in the wastelands there. All right, guys, we'll call it a night there. Anybody got anything
Yeah.
to plug? John, you got anything that you got streaming or coming up or working on?
Well, let's see. Actually, I've been streaming lately, but not gaming. Well, kind of gaming. It's for I do work as a building designer for a Minecraft mod called Mine Colonies,
Ooh.
and we've been not every so often we will do what we call a build session where we build buildings for the mod. It's basically a game where you basically you're playing Stardew Valley. You're the mayor. Not Animal Crossing's more closer to because everyone's so needy. It's sort of like that where you're starting a colony and you're trying to get more colonists and you're building buildings. But we have building styles, so I'm one of the style builders, and currently we're doing a build that won't go out until Minecraft 1.17
Yeah.
comes out, and it's the Inca style. So it's
Nice.
we've been
Okay.
working
So,
on that.
so is it up
Yeah.
and open for people to join now, or still in the building phase?
Oh, Minecolony's been around since 1.7. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's a whole bunch of styles. I built about 4 of them. That's about close to 1,000 buildings. And it's called Mine Colonies, and there's a couple mod packs available if you want to get them or build your own. Like I build my own mod pack using not Curse Forge. I've been using a different one, whatever launcher you like. And of course, I do Sunday Skypers. And of course, I design games, John Ryer Games up on Drive Through RPG.
Cool. Okay. Steven, you got anything going on that you want to plug?
Well, there's this great podcast called Steam, Steel, and Murder that plays on a variety of days. I'm sometimes on them.
There we go. That works. Kim, you got anything you want to plug?
Not really, but I have told people about the podcast and the Twitch, so hopefully.
Nice. Okay. All right, guys. Well, say goodbye, and we will find out when we play
Bye-bye.
next.
Bye.
Jack says good night.
That was perfect.